Yeah? Good. All right, good deal. I don't know if we're good. You got to talk and you got to say something, which is very ironic for me. Hey, good morning. How's everybody's Labor Day?
Good.
Yeah. Good? All right, it's always a little lighter turnout on the day after, people are still waking up from their barbecue last night, all right, because summer is officially ended, but summer never officially ends here in Florida, so we understand that there is no end to summer, right? Something happening, something coming up. Is there a storm out there? Yeah. I flew down last night and people were like, oh my gosh, how long are you going to be there? I said, not long enough, so I'll be gone back up in Tennessee, and you guys ride it out. Let me know how it works for you. All right, and I see all the shelves are empty with water, right, already? Gone, right? See? Okay, good. At least you're prepared ahead of time. I never prepay my gas when I rent a car. But I prepaid the gas this time. I said, you know what? I'm not going to be able to find it. Or if I do, someone's going to try and bilk me for $9.42 a gallon. So I'll just go ahead and prepay for the gas now because I rarely use it. So we'll see how that works out. So everybody good? Yes. All right, cool. Awesome. Hey, we're going to go around. I got a couple things to cover. Maureen is not here. I think... She give me any notices, Jim, that she wanted to make sure we paid attention to? Okay, good. I mean, if she doesn't give me things like, hey, make sure you tell them, I mean, you guys, the agents, means you guys are doing a pretty good job. So pat yourselves on the back and congratulations on that. All right, for the most part, getting your stuff in. Just a couple quick details on some housekeeping. Remember, right now we are continuing to get some bounce checks and stuff, not from you guys, but from title companies. Ironically, and not from Kevin, of course. That would never happen, would it?
I wouldn't be here today.
Yeah, exactly. All right. You checked your bank account right before to make sure that everything was good, and then you said, okay, I can show up today? Yeah. All right, good deal. That and stop payments and some things like that coming from title. It's kind of amazing. So because of that, we normally pay through a disbursement authorization. Remember, we prefer you to get paid at closing. That's all good. If you get paid at closing, you're wonderful. Everything's hunky-dory. If you don't and the whole check is made out to us, we're putting a now 7 calendar day, 5 business day hold on checks to make sure that when we deposited them, then they actually not only show up in our account, but stay in our account, all right, before we write you a $32,000 check. Hey, Bob, give me that check, give me that check, give me that check. You go, I made $250, all right, and I've written you $32,000. Now $32,000's out of my account because they put a stop payment on it. And I go to you and you're like this. That money's gone, right? You said, yeah, that $32,000 was spent like 4 weeks ago. I know that, okay? So with that in mind, we put a stop payment on it to do it. Now, somebody comes to me and says, yeah, but what if the title company bounces the check or puts a stop payment on the check they wrote to us directly at closing? I said, well, that's your problem, not mine. Okay, number one. Number two, just kidding, settle down, all right? Number two, you guys, when the check's written to you, all right, the closing was you finalized, got a funding number at 11:10 a.m. By 11:20 a.m., your check was already deposited, all right? So the chance of them stopping payment that quickly is slim and none. When we get it 3 weeks later, that's when the stop payment issues start coming about and so on and so forth. Fair enough? Okay, all right, good deal. Kevin.
Just real quick, at our last couple of events, I've taught about a 10-minute section of the class about how to, there's really not much you can do to predict a stop payment because the title company can do that. It's because there was something wrong with the transaction most likely. But for a bounce check, which means their escrow account is upside down, at least for a moment. And if it's upside down for a moment, then that company should be out of business.
Right.
It's literally that simple. There's a couple things you can do. Feel free to call me or email me and I can go over it with you. But when you are allowing the seller to take your buyer to a certain title company, wherever that is, there's about 3 things you need to see from them that will eliminate the chance of their account being bad. And keep in mind, all title agencies, such as Insured Title and Synergy Title, are required by both the state and the underwriter to submit our reconciliation reports within 30 days of the bank statement being released to us. And lawyers who also do title do not have that requirement. So keep that in mind. So they can use their trust account. I'm not saying they all do. And sometimes they'll be underwritten by someone that has those requirements, but very often it's an attorney using his trust account for his or her trust account for a lot of things. One may be title. You have no idea what that account looks like. But these 3 things that I can show you how to find, how to get, will give you a snapshot of that account. And it's very simple. Look, my buyer's money and my buyer's lender's money are going into an account. I want to see it. You're not going to see their statement. You're not going to have access to their funds. But very simple stuff, and nobody's doing it. And tell your buyers you're doing that. It protects them more than any other agent does.
That's good. Yeah, that's a good point. Awesome. So speaking of which, let's go roll around. Looks like we're light on our vendors today, and that's okay too. They're still, we have my neighbor, I think we told about it after the 4th of July. Old Smokes, his name is really Steve, but he goes by Smokes. All right, so my neighbor in Tennessee is Smokes. He's like 82. And it's first 4th of July, I got a chance to see him. First time we've lived in this neighborhood at the same time. And so, hey, Smokes, how's it going? It was like right after 4th of July. He says, you know what they say? He says, when you have a 5th on the 4th, it makes it real difficult to come 4th on the 5th. All right? And I love that, all right? And I said, that a boy, Smokes. That's only a Tennessean could say it. That's perfect. That being said, what do we got going on?
I'll bet that was Tennessee whiskey.
It was Tennessee whiskey, probably. Exactly, right.
A bunch of stuff going on. I won't bore you with everything, but what I'm most excited about, believe it or not, is the next Baba event. Become a Better Agent number 22 is Tuesday, October 17th, and one of our key speakers, which is why I'm so excited, is this guy.
That's right. See, you never know who might show up at Baba.
Right.
Exactly.
So we're going to change the way we spell Baba. It's going to be Bob.
Yeah, right. Just for this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But it's the investor edition. It's it is absolutely jam-packed with stuff. We're going to be teaching you about 1031s. Bob's going to be teaching you how to speak to an investor without sounding like you don't know what you're talking about. I have a brilliant accountant there to talk about several different things. And my subject will be, that's all right. You can take that if you need.
That's right, now I'm good.
Better silence mine before that backfires.
Yeah, right, exactly. See, you don't cast stones.
My subject will be something that's never been presented before to a large group. We've created at my title company over the last couple of years a title insurance product for buyers who purchase at auction. So you just bought at auction, you got a certificate of title from the county, zero protection. We're now insuring those people. No closing, no settlement statement, no closing table, but we insure their ownership of the property the entire time they have it. Then when they go to sell it, they can't have any problems, or they can make a title claim. Never been done before, just us. So come check it out. Go to babaevent.com to register. We have 190 registered already, and it's a month and a half away.
See? Perfect. Plenty of time. Okay? If you're preparing for prepare for Irma, prepare for Baba.
Yeah.
All right? Just check those two things off. All right? I will act now. Right, Adrians? I will act now.
And then we also have one other thing. This weekend, if it doesn't get canceled because of Irma, we have our from 9 a.m. until noon in Clearwater at Cobra Self-Defense. This is something that we set up last month for this month, which is Realtor Safety Month, a 3-hour self-defense course when you are attacked in an open house or whatever, what to do, how to do it. It's normally $50, it's $20, and you can find all that stuff on Facebook. I'll be reposting on all of our sites, so all of our pages. So please come check it out, and if Irma hits, it'll be a swimming class.
There you go. Exact swimming self-defense.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good deal.
Thanks, Bob.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
This is Carolyn.
It is. I'm Carolyn Thomas with Florida Building Inspection Group, and we are your both residential and commercial building inspection company. We cover Polk, Pinellas, Pasco, Hillsborough, Manatee, and Sarasota. And the thing that I really want to stress to you guys today is something that we have been coming across a whole lot out there in your environment. One is that some of your builders, because of your lack of inventory, are really trying to get houses up really, really fast. Because of that, we have done inspections, like new construction inspections, and we go in and the houses are missing windows. They're saying they're ready to close and they're missing windows. They're missing a skylight. They're seriously, some serious things. That's one. Two, if you are working with older homes, in Florida, there's a whole lot of iron piping. Iron piping is not something that you're going to see that is going to go bad on you from the outside, because it rusts from the inside out. So if you have a really, really old home, you suspect there's the cast iron piping, you need to make sure you have that scoped. Okay, and then the third thing also to do with piping is with flippers. We have found that in a lot of flipping instances, there are people who are putting the grout down the toilet chute before the toilet goes in. It gets hard, nothing goes down the toilet when you start actually putting real stuff down there. And so if you have a home that's been flipped, you might want to have that scoped as well. So these are things that we are finding out there as we're in, and as an inspection company, our scope of work doesn't cover what we can't see. It is a visual inspection, so it's not something that we can see. So it would really be worth the minimal charge to have those things done.
You guys
So,
offer scoping?
we don't do it, but we'll give you,
Names of people that do.
several people that we know that do a good job.
Perfect.
But yeah, just keep those things in mind, just to protect yourself and your buyers.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Very good. Good deal. Lori, we're going to come back to in a minute because she's our keynote presenter, or one of our keynote presenters today. So we'll come back to Lori. Hey, Peter, how are you, man?
Good morning.
All right, good to see you. Good. So, older homes need to be scoped and checked out. Older people, I just turned 50, so there are things on my list now. I was just thinking that I need to be scoped, all right? There's some things, I got to check out my piping. It's not iron, but, make sure you get things done, the things that it just happens with older things, all right? Cody, once again, you don't know Aerosmith, and you don't know about the things of which I speak when I'm talking about, those 50-year-old kind of, stuff. So I went to go, I did go see like my 50-year, hey, I'm at 50 now, so I went to go get my 50-year-old checkup, and he says, well, we really don't need to do this test because, it's unless you're at risk. He said, and, do you have any history of this in your family? I said, well, all the men died before 50, all right? So it's kind of hard to know. They all died of heart disease, so it's hard to know if we have this in our, history because they all just, so let's check it out anyway, all right? I'm here. Let's go ahead and get it done. So anyway, all right. Too much information. All right, let's go. All right. Let's keep rolling. All right, Tom, you want to come up and introduce our guest here? Sure. All right, you guys know Tom, right? Everybody know Tom? If you don't know Tom, then you don't know real estate, all right? There's a tagline, all right? I got to trademark that for you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. I'm going to introduce to you Anand Patel. There's a flyer on your tabletop. I know that the name ends in a D, but the D is silent, okay? It's pronounced Anand. And he's running for president-elect at the Greater Tampa Association of Realtors. I'm not going to take any of his thunder. I'm going to let him speak, but he's been in the business, been on the board before. I've served with several committees with him. He's served on several FR committees and NAR committees, and he'll tell you about that. Thank you.
Awesome.
Anand?
Great. Come on up, Anand. Thanks for coming. All right, perfect. Now, this is not a microphone per se,
so I don't need
but
to yell into it, yeah.
but it helps with the people online.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Bob, for the opportunity. Thank you, Tom. Tom almost got it. It's Anand. Anand. Like when you go to the dentist, Anand. Yeah. So I'm running for 2018 president-elect for Greater Tampa Realtors, and I'm sure the first thing in your mind is like, you know what? Who cares, really? Like, who cares? Why are you wasting your time there? We're out here to make money. If you're in this profession, this is your industry, so it is important that you do spend some time, get involved, volunteer at some degree, based on your capacity, your schedule, and all that. For me, I've been passionate about this for a long time. I've been involved in a bunch of different levels. You can text to get a video kind of on my credentials. I don't want to go into all of that. And people tell me, like, why are you doing it right now? Why don't you wait till you're older and then get involved? You say you learn, earn, then return. I'm like, I'm passionate about it now. I don't know what I'm going to be. When I'm 50, I may not be, move on. But right now I have that passion, that energy, and I'm excited about it. We have new staff at the association. They're energetic, so it makes it easier for us because we're volunteering. We're not supposed to be executing. It's up to them, but you need the right staff that kind of understands the vision to kind of carry that out. One question I ask people all the time, you don't have to answer this out loud, is what if you did not have to join the association for MLS access? Would you have joined? And this is something really for like Bob, because I know you're a member of multiple associations. I've had a brokerage in Memphis, Atlanta, throughout Florida, so I know what it's like. I've been a member of 6, 7 associations. But that's something that I kind of want to drive the direction where there's so much value provided within the association that you wouldn't even question that. You still become a member of the association in addition to getting MLS access. So to me, that's really important. I've volunteered and tried to volunteer for certain positions within the association, not just myself, but some of my colleagues. And some of the sad feedback that I get or the comments that they say is like, oh, well, so-and-so deserves it, or so-and-so earns this position. Last time I looked up leadership in the dictionary, that wasn't a definition, and I don't think the membership should have someone that because they've sit around for a long time and they've been sitting here and they deserve it. That's not a definition, and that's not who you want representing yourself as well. So for me, I'm just asking you, September 18th to 21st, it's important. We have almost 10,000 members now, and only 1,050 voted last year, which is pretty sad. These people that you elect, they make decisions with your dues. The renovations going on at the association right now is with your money. The interactions with the MLS, My Florida Regional, and how we interact with that. What kind of educational classes? I know you guys offer a lot of education. How can we supplement that? I don't know if anyone in the past has actually reached out to the brokers asking, what are your needs? What are your needs with the large type brokerage? What are you looking for from your trade organization? So to me, those are the things that I want to kind of change and kind of implement. So trying to think what else. Any questions? I'll answer any questions at all. But September 18th to 21st, you'll get an email on the 17th, I think at midnight. Please be sure to open that email, click on it, and vote. I am running against somebody else, so make sure you look for my name. It's the only odd name on there.
Yeah, and you don't know how to pronounce it.
You don't have to know how to pronounce it. Yeah, just check the box. Yeah. But just be sure to do that and spread the word. Let everyone else know to please, it is important who you elect. You had a question back here?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was going to say, what makes you different from your opponent? Your opponent's the one that has just been occupying that space and it's sort of expecting to be.
Well, he's a friend of mine. He's a good guy and all that. But okay, just from me running, I've had members, even I was in Orlando 2 weeks ago for the convention. Somebody come up, I don't even know who they are. Look, Anna, I've been watching what you're doing. And just by seeing you taking these steps, it actually makes me feel like I want to get involved. It makes me raise my hand and I want to get involved. Little things like that, I know by me being there, I'll open up the door. There's so many passionate realtors. They ask me, like, I want to serve on a committee, but I don't know how to do it. There's no transparency. I go on a website, I don't even know how to figure it out. What does it mean to be on a committee? What does it mean to be on the board? So many members that I don't even know have come up to me saying, I want to get involved. If you get this, how can I help? To me, that's enough. I don't care about anything else I don't care about the title. I don't need a resume, or I don't need it for a legacy. I don't care about any of that. But knowing that someone, by me being in this position, will get someone else to step up and say, look, I can actually get involved and make a difference, and my voice will be heard, to me, that's the most important thing. Any questions?
You hit something, a nail on the head, too, is because you talk to most realtors, right? And you say, well, why are you a member of the board? It's, well, they're my gateway to the MLS.
Exactly.
Right? I have to. I have no choice. Or, I don't know, I didn't join, and next thing you know, the board called and said, join, or I have to, deactivate my license or move to our referral group, right? And so, but if you start, and I know it's easy to complain about dues, right? That's the easy thing to do. But if you start to look at what is being offered, right? And the things that you guys are attempting to do, we're starting now, our training calendar, I'm supplementing it a lot with things that the board is offering. Yeah. Whether it's GTAR, do you still call it
GTR?
GTR. Pro and the others. And there's just a plethora. There's a bunch of stuff out there, guys. All right, that you can. And it's not just fluff and pomp and circumstance, just trying to whatever. It's actually stuff you can use, right? And so I applaud you guys. And by the way, Tom called me and asked if Anon can come, and I said, absolutely, because Tom carries weight around here. I don't know if you knew that, all right? But Tom has the credentials. He's past Mid-Florida Regional MLS president, past GTAR president. Tom, knows, is involved, and has given. He has done, what you're attempting to do. And so Tom has a lot of sway with me. And so when he asked, and I said, well, are you supporting? He said, absolutely. And I said, then bring him on in. So I think that, and here's the thing. I don't know how many, we've got 1,000 members of a board, so we probably have majority, we still have probably more pro than GTAR, yes, or about 50-50?
No, it's
about
okay. Probably more GTAR.
Oh, really? Okay, so we might be up to, 400, so it's 400 or so members of our company. All right, well, we could, if only 1,000 vote, we could certainly sway an election, right?
And I lost by 69 votes last year, so that's all I needed.
Well, see, that's why you're here, right? Exactly. Between this and the internet, all right, let's put them over the top, all right? Okay? And
I appreciate
and make that happen.
Yeah.
So, Tom, you got anything you want to add?
I just want to let you know that I actually called and I'm on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey,
I
you.
actually called it on it to run because I just felt like he was a much better choice to lead our profession into the future. I don't know, have any of you heard of the Young Professionals?
Yeah.
He's the one that established the young professionals in the Florida area.
Awesome. That's
And,
great.
I mean, it's just a phenomenal organization. Any of you that are not in that organization in that particular committee should get into it. But he does a lot of things through FR and NAR that help us to protect our positions. He's very active in the RPAC that Bob talked about last month, that, you know, he had an awakening of
I did.
what RPAC does for membership and so forth. And he understands what we do at GTAR to make us better professionals. And that's really what our goal is, to make us all better professionals. And he can do that.
I appreciate that. And when Tom actually asked me, I said, you know what, let me call you back. Let me think about this. Because I almost got discouraged myself. And I was like, you know what, why am I wasting my time with this? But then I don't want to fall into that trap, because I've had too many other colleagues that did get involved, and then they hit a brick wall, like, okay, I'm wasting my time sitting at this committee meeting. No one's listening to me. You know, so I'm like, if I do that, I'm just going to be just like them. And I want to get those people back involved again. So, you know, that's why I said, you know what, I think I'll do it again. So I appreciate it, yeah.
So speaking of
Thank you.
which, well, since you're involved with RPAC and everything else, talk to us about, okay, you guys, Cindy Hayden, you guys, Cindy Hayden's one of our agents, right? Real involved, sells a ton on the beaches. She's on a mission, and a rightfully held mission, to help Congress and push them get this flood insurance thing taken care of before September 30th. I mean, if we're not seeing evidence of the need for this, right? It's quite, and Congress again is they did it in 2012 was the last time they let this lapse, and it had a very detrimental effect on property values. It will happen overnight on coastal properties, all right? Because if there's not stability in what's going to happen in the flood insurance arena, all right, things go haywire price-wise. That's the way economies work, all right?
Actually, I've been posting an awful lot of information about the flood insurance programs. I don't know if any of you are aware of this, but, you know, with Google, you can get alerts on anything that's of interest.
Right.
So I have a Google alert for flood insurance. And so anytime there's an article, I don't care where it's released, it comes to me from Google alerts. Anything that's pertinent to our profession, I posted in the 100K
Yep.
and on the Tampa real estate agents and so forth. You guys need to start reading this stuff, because it's going to protect you in the future. I'm probably going to be out of real estate in another 5 years or so.
Right.
But the issue is that you're going to still be here, folks, and you need to protect your profession.
And NAR and Florida Realtors made it so easy for us to call to action, these call to action. It is literally a click and a click,
Yeah.
all right? In under about 30 seconds, you can respond. You know that overall, the Florida Realtor delegation has responded only at 10%. Of our Florida delegation has responded to this call to action on flood.
Tennessee has responded 22%.
Yeah, exactly. Tennessee, and we're high, living high on the, mountain, all right? But we know, obviously, it can happen anywhere, right? I mean, they have things happen all over the place. So just, you need to go on making a passionate plea, because Tom was right. I did have an awakening. I kind of wasn't, not anti, but I just wasn't that involved. I was too busy running my business to worry about running my business, right? So I went up to D.C. and spent some time with the NAR people and what they do and how they protect our industry. And we're a powerful lobby, huge, right? We carry weight, big time weight. I met with congressmen and congresswomen, and they're like, hey, look, yeah, when you guys speak, we listen because we know the votes you represent. So with that in mind, let's make sure that we take that and really, swing that sledgehammer well.
Even in Tallahassee, I mean, when we show up, I mean, I heard the congressman in the elevator, uh-oh, here come the realtors.
Yeah,
They're like, uh-oh,
right.
these guys are loud.
Yeah.
But Cindy's been super proactive. She's even going a step further. She's like, call your clients. Call them and let them know. Everyone that's closed, like, look, you better
That's right. It's not just realtors that want this, but anybody
yeah.
that's potentially, and look at all the people, 85% of the Houston people didn't have flood insurance, right? Because they just felt like, I didn't have to. And then the bank didn't make me. So, you know what I mean? So all these kind of things, all right, I'm kind of fearful of what might happen to lawsuits. Like, hey, my realtor never informed me that I should have got flood insurance, right? Okay, so.
Just remember, the whole state of Florida is a flood zone.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So if you're in X, flood zone X.
Right.
Flood zone X. So the whole state is flood zone.
Right.
X just happens to be the best one to be.
Right, exactly. So, Cool.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
appreciate it. Thank
Right.
you
So
so much.
September 18th.
September 18th to 21st. Just you'll get another reminder like that Wednesday, but just be sure to open that email. I think it comes from eballot.com or somewhere.
Yeah, exactly, and there's a one-time use password that's included in that email, so delete the email before you.
Right, because you can only vote one time. It's real easy. The 20th is my birthday, so when you send my birthday present, then you'll vote for on as well. Just check both those boxes off, right, and get them done. David, do you have a question?
Yeah, I don't know if anybody has the same idea that I have. When Governor Scott came to Pro back in '05, you know how when you look at someone and you stay fixed on them, they begin to feel someone looking at them? Well, that was me to Governor Scott. And he finally looked at me and I said, Governor Scott, I said, what about the idea of creating a flood insurance program in every household in the United States? What would that do to everybody's premium that carries flood insurance?
Right. Sure.
So I've been talking to Maxine Waters, who is
We know her.
the flood insurance program in Congress.
Yeah.
She likes the idea. And she lives in the mountains in California. So
Sure.
Yeah.
Understood.
When you think about the people in Colorado that experienced that flood about 3 years ago, none of them have flood insurance. And how many people in Houston have flood insurance?
What is rising standing water, period? Doesn't matter if a pipe bursts in the home.
Right. Exactly. Right. Exactly.
Everybody can benefit from it.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And so we can have that debate of whether or not we mandate cover. I mean, because quite frankly, and you're right, it is, but it's a hard. You think it'd be easier for us to get a call to action here, and I could see why it would be even more in a peninsula state like we are, right? Okay. Whereas somebody in Kansas says, what the heck? Why should I subsidize? You want to live on the water? Great. Got good at you, brother. Be prepared to deal with the consequences and be prepared to pay the insurance. Why should I in Topeka, right, pay for your flood insurance because you want to live on the water? Now, there's that argument as well, right? And so there's a cost of living on the water. So I get that. The thing is that we need to make it available, right, and in a sensible manner so that there is some reasonable cost to it.
Well, don't call it flood insurance.
Right. Well, exactly. I understand. Well, and then we can get it. Well, Maxine Waters would have us to say, well, everybody should have a 3-car garage. Everybody should have at least 2,000 square feet, shouldn't they? Why is it fair? Why should Tom, all right, and my people in Compton can't? Okay, well, all right. Anyway, we can go there. All right, we'll stay off of that. Great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Awesome. Good deal. All right. So, Lori, you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so Lori's going to come up. Look, she is abounding with energy. All right? It's these home warranty people. I'm just telling you, they come in and they just have all the energy in the world. Come on up. Tell us about what you got going on. Remember, this is not a microphone. It just kind of stick it in your pocket. Yo, look at you. You got it.
Thank you, Bob. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Lori Lupke, your local Tampa Bay rep with 210 Home Buyers Warranty. I'm here today to share with you the value that home warranty service agreements provide, not only to home buyers, home owners, and home sellers who are shouldering the financial burdens of home ownership, but also the value to agents and brokers who are investing time, money, and energy into ensuring successful transactions that promote repeat and referral business. The real estate business has become more complex, sometimes even complicated, always challenging. And having a well-designed business plan is really important. Because of this, I've created a clear path for real estate agents to merchandise, market, and manage a successful real estate business using home warranty service agreements to ensure customer satisfaction with the buying, owning, and selling process. Before I talk about how home warranty is used to merchandise, market, and manage a successful real estate business, I first want to talk about this phrase, successful real estate business. A successful real estate business is one that over time requires less time, less money, and less energy to sustain it, while at the same time yields higher customer satisfaction. Creating satisfied customers is not what most business professionals answer when asked, "What is the purpose of your business?" What do people normally say when asked, "What is the purpose of a business?" Yeah, Bob. Yeah, you guys. That's what most people answer. But Peter Drucker, the father of modern management, taught us that the purpose of a business is to create and retain a customer. Those satisfied customers are the key to a successful real estate business that creates more profit over time because of the repeat and referral business that they engender. Now, I'd like to share with you how top agents are using home warranty to merchandise their business. Having a merchandising plan is the first step. What is a merchandising plan? The merchandising plan is the value proposition, the universal selling proposal, or USP. It's what makes you different in the marketplace. Many listing agents I talk to, and some of them near the top, have told me that they use home warranty as a negotiating tool at the end of the inspection period in order to keep the deal together, only if it is needed. However, those agents are allowing their sellers to leave an average of $1,875 on the table, net. Where do I get that figure? On the paper that's before you on the table, it says the value to sellers. We know that homes that are listed and marketed with a warranty sell on average $2,300 higher selling price. The 210 warranty is $425. So $2,300 minus $425 would mean an $1,875 net that sellers would be leaving on the table if they didn't put a warranty to their buyer up front. What this means for savvy agents who understand the benefit that sellers would lose by not offering it up front is that they can lead with that value proposition. When sellers list with me, I help them net an average of $1,875 more. Ladies and gentlemen, only 1 in 10 homes in Florida is sold with a warranty to the buyer, and far fewer are listed and marketed that way. The agents who are skillfully using home warranty on the front end of a listing are setting themselves apart in the marketplace, and that's what merchandising is all about. Now let's talk about marketing. So just to clarify the old adage, if you list, you
Survive. Blast, whatever.
Bravo.
Same thing.
Bravo. And from what we know about the buying, owning, and selling process, we know that sellers become buyers, buyers become owners, and owners become sellers. So creating value for homeowners who might not yet be ready to sell can be a very successful strategy in becoming the natural choice when they're ready to start talking about selling. Offering a home warranty service agreement to existing homeowners allows savvy agents to capture all of their information into the database while providing an enormous value in their lives that they will thank you for. I'm amazed that most real estate professionals do not even think about creating solutions for homeowners, but it can be a very effective way of marketing to homeowners about topics that are important to them, dealing with the financial burdens of systems and appliance failures, and having a plan in place, a ready solution that gives them a place to turn, not if, but when something happens. And third, management. Managing risk and protecting assets is a key component of every successful business. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 in 5 real estate agents will face litigation at some point in their career. And 60% of the time, it's over something that would have been covered under a home warranty service agreement. We know that for sellers, we are seeing as many as 1 in 5 deals falling through due to the inspection process. Having a pre-inspection and a home warranty up front helps to keep those deals on track. And it ensures that all of the time, money, and energy that you've invested into that transaction is not for naught. And for the buyers, we know that this year and every year, 7 out of 10 homes will experience a systems or appliance failure. And of those, almost half, 1 in every 2.2, will involve the AC system, with an average cost of $3,055. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to share with you why I believe 210 is the best home warranty choice. 210 Home Buyer's Warranty, I have 3 things. Number 1, they are the #1 new construction warranty in America. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 in every 7 homes in America has a 210 construction warranty. That is where the name comes from. It's 2 years systems, 10 years structural. What you have before you is our resale product. It is a 1-year service agreement. The name and the recognition of being associated with brand new construction is a benefit to sellers. And the deep pockets and wealth funding of the company is a benefit to the buyers. This company pays out 97.5% of claims, has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. So you can rest assured that your customers are in good hands. We know that 76% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck and may not have the finances set aside to deal with systems and appliance failures. For those people who have $10,000 set aside to replace an AC system or other appliances when they fail, they don't need a home warranty. But for the almost 8 out of 10 people that don't have that, home warranty is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to share with you why working with me is a benefit to my realtors. Before I became your local Tampa Bay rep with 210 Home Buyer's Warranty, I myself was also a realtor. As a first-year realtor, I closed 13 deals, and I must say most of them were small deals, split deals, and referral fee deals, but 13 deals nonetheless. So I understand the 2020 tasks that a full-service real estate professional provides to their customers. This understanding helps me to be a better service professional for my realtors. Service is in my blood. My father was a Green Beret, and my mom was a registered nurse. And nothing gives me more pleasure than serving with excellence. I now have two $25 Starbucks cards. Did everybody put their card in the red box?
Everybody get it?
Yeah, Bob.
Big red box?
Yeah, it's right there.
Yeah. Only one? I know you. All right, only one. I'm going to go through afterwards. There's more than one, you're busted. Well. All right. I'm trying to tell her anything. Trust me, I've tried. Anybody else? Everybody good? Everybody in?
Are you in?
You in?
My darling, everybody deserves a
Come on,
chance.
write your name on a slip of paper.
Everybody.
Come on. Everybody deserves a chance. Who's the bender? Bend that card. If I feel a bent card, I'm asking. I know the tricks.
Thank you, Bob.
Everybody in? Want to put two of them?
Uh-huh, two of them.
There are gift cards in there?
$25 gift, Starbucks.
And a mug?
And a mug.
Look at, gee, man, Christmas. That doesn't get any better than that.
Who do we have? Sam Marshall is a lucky winner.
Look at that. Last in, first out. There's
Sam Marshall.
an accounting principle. It's called LIFO. All right?
Thank you,
Last
darling.
in, first out. And I messed him up. Did you see that? Okay, one more. That's what they all said. All right, good job, Sam. See? It pays to play. All right.
Ooh, Cody Limberger.
Cody Limberger. Look at that. You bring it up.
Thank you.
Good deal. All right.
Thank you, Cody. Thank you, Bob.
Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, what I ask for you today is to leave me your card if you would like to learn more about this company and what we can do for you to help you build and protect your business, differentiate yourself in the marketplace. I have some packets over there. They're my equivalent to a pre-listing packet. I would like you to take a packet and leave me your card so that I can follow up with you.
Awesome. Very nice. Good job, Lori.
Thank you, Bob.
Good job.
Oh.
Awesome. That's right. We'll take
That.
that and that.
Thank you.
Well done. I gotta work on my enunciation when I speak. All right? You've set the bar high now. All right? That little Toastmaster in you? See, look at that, a girl. I love that. But who's never taken Toastmaster? I never have. You should. We should. All right? Absolutely. You learn to speak? That's awesome. Great job. That's wonderful. All right. So any questions for Lori before we let her go? Yeah, or she's gonna stay, but before yeah, Sam.
I mean, there's a lot of warranty companies out there.
There you go.
I mean, what's in your coverage that makes your company stand?
Where's that's a value proposition thingy? Yeah?
Thank you. Did I not say, we are known as the industry's best protection for heating and air conditioning. Yes, that's right. The industry's best protection for heating and air conditioning. Up to 2 AC systems, no limit on any one system, no limits on refrigerant. It is $25,000 worth of coverage. Compare this to any other home warranty on the market. You will not find more coverage for a lower price. And again, we are the #1 new construction warranty in America. I didn't finish that before, did I? Yeah. The #1 new construction, #1 industry's best protection for heating and air conditioning. And of course, you got me.
Look at that. See? Nobody else has her. See? Nice job. Awesome.
Thanks,
Good job.
Bob.
Good answer. See? And she turned that around because she asked the same thing of Anand, right? Hey, what differentiates you? That's awesome. Good. Good deal. Perfect. Awesome. Speaking of new construction, so we had a leak in our basement. right? We know we have basements. I know you have leaks in basements here. They're called in-ground pools, all right? I get it. Okay, you guys don't have basements. But in Tennessee, I actually had a basement, right? And in the basement, we had this leak. We just moved in this house about a year ago. So had this leak, and you know how the, what you call it, urban legend, the neighborhood, it's a small street, so everybody, oh yeah, that house is, after we moved in, it's like, where were you when I was, my home inspector didn't find this thing, and where were you, right? And all the neighbors, oh yeah, that place is an aquifer running underneath the house, or whatever, okay? Whatever. So so it was pretty centralized. So my guy finally, we looked at it, tried to get it from the outside. I was in Orlando last week, got a frantic text about 5:30 at night, right? Okay. Dad, the internet's out. It's like, Joseph, well, I mean, they were digging, trying to find the thing, and I said, we'll have to take care of it when we get back. And so he was like bitter. And you have the air card, all right? So yeah, that was in trouble, big time. Anyway, so we cut out the drywall from the inside. Say we couldn't find it from the outside, so let's take a look from the inside. It's pretty centralized. So we cut out a piece of drywall. Well, there's a window there. We had these, like half windows you can picture in a basement, right? So there's a window there. And you know what? When they were building the house, the window's not quite fitting, so we'll just saw cut down the block wall, right? And there's about an 18-inch saw cut beyond the depth of the window. That just lets water come flowing right on in. So pretty easy fix now. You just kind of fill it with some, hydraulic concrete cement, and we're good to go. But things like that at the time of inspection or the time of build, would have found had they had somebody doing that at the time. So anyway, highly important to have these kind of things. All right, so I kind of touted on the email. All right, here's what we get. For years now, Jim, would you attest to this? And Jim doesn't know what he's attesting to, so he's not going to raise his hand yet. All right. Jim and I have worked hard to not only add agents to Future Home Realty, right, but to increase the productivity of said agents at Future Home Realty. Will you attest to that? Okay, very good. All right. Okay. So, it's, and it's one of those things, it's, we've got the 80-20 principle. Those that are 100K, we understand the numbers are the numbers, right? That 20% of the people are doing 80% of the work, right? And then people show up to 100K and say, I want to be one of the 20%. All right, that's great. But then this is our third session we're having tomorrow morning, all right? And our attendance will be diminished by 50% from the first one. I guarantee it. All right. Matter of fact, we had too many people in the room the first night. Remember that, Gunny, that first night? And Tyler Sheff just said, hey, Bob, just tell them it's the third session and half will leave. All right? Okay? Because we didn't have enough chairs. So it would have been real easy to get rid of half the people. But the reality is those who decide that there's a systematic approach to this business and that it is a business, right? And that I need to have a unique selling proposition if I'm going to present that amongst the other, Anand just told us 10,000 members of GTAR, another how many members of Pro? 8,000 members of Pro, and in West Pasco, East Pasco, Central Pasco. Pasco keeps coming up with new boards I have to join. These agents are coming on in Wesley Chapel like, will you join Southeast North Sector Pasco Board of Realtors? Well, how many are there? Like 8 of us. All right, okay. Yeah. All right, geez. All right. If you
tried to merge them into GR, but they said no.
No, yeah, exactly. Well, somebody's making a little bit of money there, so they're like, hey, what the heck? You know what I mean? So anyway, that being said, right, it's just, how do I differentiate amongst all those realtors out there, right? Okay, well, guess what? I'm going to tell you right now. It takes work. It takes effort. It takes a decision to do it. Not in that order, by the way. Decision usually comes first, right? And it's going to take some accountability. Now, what we have found, and those who say, and those who do, and there's 2 different distinct groups, right? And so I've been trying to find a solution for this. Well, probably 6 months ago, Tracey?
It was a year ago.
That's a year ago. Ouch. Okay, that hurts. All right. A year ago, Tracey and I began dialogue, all right, about after Tracey presented as one of our top producing agents, all right, and you could tell that she came from a sales background and had all this stuff going on, right? Because remember, sales are sales. 100K, we talked about that I'm not teaching anything new, right? In 100K, I would be the same 100K class that I would teach to the, National Annual Association get-together for the chariot salesmen of Babylon, okay? Okay, those same sales principles have been around that long, all right? They really have, okay? There's nothing new under the sun, right? So with that in mind, guess what? Guess who were the best chariot salesmen in Babylon? The ones who listened to Peter Drucker, all right, or whatever the version of Peter Drucker was back in 300 BC, all right? It's the ones who said, you know what, I'm going to create a unique selling proposition. I'm going to take really good care of my clients, and my clients are going to take really good care of me. All right, in the long run. It's a reciprocal kind of relationship, right, that we got going on. So that being said, since the how to do it isn't necessarily the problem, it's the will we do it, it becomes the issue, right? And a lot of it involves accountability and so on and so forth. So Tracey and I began a dialogue of what in the industry has become productivity coaching, all right? There's other buzzwords. Keller Williams would like to tell you that they coined the phrase, all right? Because it's like we coined win-win. Okay, great. All right, okay. All right, so says you. That's great, and everything else, right? Or, you know, we coined the term mastermind. Really? All right, let's go back. I think there's records of Socrates and Plato hanging out at the steps, all right? Kind of, hey, let's throw some ideas out there against the, you know, throw some mud on the wall and see what sticks and, you know, and hash these ideas out, all right? I think they were doing it a long time before Gary Keller, you know, God bless him, great guy, came along and, you know, said, I coined mastermind, all right? So, but I'm that way. I coined a lot of phrases. Just ask me, all right? Once I use it 3 times, it's mine, all right? It's okay. It's now, as I've always said, right? Okay.
You stolen it to you as well.
Now, well, you know, stolen is only the first 2 times I used it. The 3rd time it's mine. Exactly. Okay. It's, you know, possession is 9/10 of the law.
Copyrighted.
That's right. Exactly. All right. So that being said, Tracey and I began a dialogue. It dropped off that Tracey had a grandchild. Right? Well, she didn't have a grandchild, but her daughter had a child, and she made her a grandmother, right? Okay, all right. So she made her a grandmother, and so she's been busy. I was busy. Things are happening, going back and forth. Well, lo and behold, probably, was it 2 or 3 weeks ago, Cody? Okay, about 2 weeks ago, Cody reaches out to me, and Cody can tell you his background a little bit, and he's coming from a productivity coaching background, all right? And we couldn't, I mean, I'm right in there with you. Okay, so let me just, okay? We're talking opposite ends of the spectrum, all right? We've got grandmother, all right? And we've got... I'm engaged. Yeah, right, okay? Bucking for 30 under 30, right? Okay? All right, so we're going to vote for him for a 30 under 30, by the way.
Doing YPN.
Okay, well, he is president of YPN. Okay, absolutely, of Pro. Right, and so that being said, we're now bringing this to fruition, and I said, all right, let's just do it, all right? Let's just figure this out, and we'll kind of, go things along. So the cool thing about what we do, I'm going to let them come up and tell, who's coming first? You go first.
Age before duty.
See? All right, okay. Tracey, here comes Tracey, all right? So Tracey, what we're going to do is we're going to do a 2-pronged approach at this, and we're going to grow from it. We're going to begin to offer productivity coaching. All right, okay, you get your cane. All right.
So bad.
All right, see?
I have my children.
Let's put this up front. We'll put it up front.
Oh, I understand. Okay.
Yeah, because you'll be in the blinded yourself. All right, so I'm going to let them tell you, and then we're going to kind of tie this all together of what we're going to start offering. Again, another menu of services here, right? We don't make you do anything. We don't make you use Kevin Overstreet. We don't make you use anybody. All I do is bring people to the table and say, hey, look, you guys are smart enough to decide what you like, right? And so I want you to listen to what these guys are starting to put together with my blessing, by the way, and then I'll kind of tie it all back in.
Perfect.
All right,
Hello. I'm Tracey. Hello. I'm Tracey Wilkinson, and I am a broker associate with Bob, and have been here for many years, 10 years. So I was here last October. I see some familiar faces from then too. And I brought my same science project last October as today. And one of the reasons I brought it, I have changed a few things, but one of the reasons I brought it today was to show you something that was really cool on it. The high fell off. It went, high was not high anymore, it was low. And so this is masking tape. Yes, it is. So it came from my real estate kit in my car. Remember we talked last year about how I hated science projects, by the way, and I hated doing them with my kids and everything, and here I am, a triple board. And so this is my vision board. Just want to tell you this real quick. I did this last October. It was here. Some of you might recognize it. On my vision board, it said I was going to go paperless. I have. wasn't totally by choice. I think he made us, right? You made us, Bob. But anyway, it's going to get my...
Paper if you bring it to us, but go ahead.
Yeah. Going to get my white, I was going to get my new car, which I did, right? Went on a cruise. I did 10 days in the Panama Canal in November. Sending my daughter...
Locks work. Did you actually go on a lock?
Yes, all of them. It was fantastic. If you've never done that, by the way, you need to do that. It was a great thing to do. Sending my daughter, Alex, is going. You met her last time. She's off to Venice to do a workaway program for 2 months to look after children over there and travel. She rented her house out, and off she's gone. My son's off to USF, and I did actually have a grandchild.
That was on your vision board? Having a grandchild?
Right here. And that grandchild was not here. Sorry, this is my best side. That grandchild was not here when I did this last year. So anyway, I was just bragging. So what Bob and I were talking about last year was implementing our business. And what I've called it is High Five. Anybody here high today? No, see, that's a problem. Yeah. Okay, there. It's early. It's early. Okay.
That's a loaded question.
Yeah. Nobody, do you notice? I noticed on that, everybody was like, well, I'm not going to answer if she doesn't, right?
On the internet, yeah,
I like the fact that everybody thought about whether they should say or not. Right, okay. So anyway, High Five stands for habitual implementation. And Bob hasn't stolen that one from me yet. He did steal CIA, right? Exactly. Consistency, implementation, and accountability. So it stands for habitual implementation. And you can go to some fantastic things at UTAR, Florida Association of Realtors, 100K Club. One of the things that are lacking in those, just because of the way that it's done really, is the actual implementation. Bob does not go home with you and get you to implement. And implementation is one of the biggest problems in the human race. I talked to my husband about this several times. We can't, yeah, he doesn't implement much at all. But anyway, he's not going to be watching this, so I can just say that. So we can't afford for everybody to be implementers, okay? Because we'd have an entire world of overachievers like Mexican jumping beans all over the earth. So we need people to not implement. But for those of us, is that not true? For those of us who want to raise the bar or be above the bar, we need to get high. We need to be habitual implementators. Is that a word, implementators? It is now. It is now. Just made it, okay?
3 times. That's right.
I said it 3 times. So we put together it's an 8-week class. It will be October and November. It's a great time of the year to start, and that's what we said because we will really be lining up for 2018. And it's an implementation class. About 4 months ago, I met a young man who was from another agency. I think it started with 2 letters. I'm not going to mention it. But he was with another agent. Cody, don't say anything. So it was with another agency, and we were at an open house. And he said to me, oh, this is hard. I said, what's hard? He says, the business. I said, okay. I said, what are you finding hard about it? He was in a team, and he was being given leads, and they were going nowhere. I said, that's amazing, amazing. He said, he looked a little nervous, and he said, I don't understand. I said, well, it's amazing that you're calling leads. Well, why? I said, well, that means you have gone through your entire sphere of influence. If you're calling cold leads, you've been through everybody in your sphere of influence. He had no idea what I was talking about. I said, well, have you done any business yet? And he said, yes, I have done 3 deals. One deal was his sister-in-law's brother, okay? Another deal was the guy he worked with, and the third deal was his landscaper. I said, that's amazing. He said, why? I said, because 100% of your business came from your sphere of influence. Yeah? I said, so why aren't you working that? Why are you working all these leads given to you at a percentage from somebody else? He said, I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I said, well, you need to come over to Future Home Realty and we'll let you know when we're going to start teaching this class. But it was a real story, and it was confirmation that when Bob and I were talking about that most of the people in this business are not handling their sphere of influence. Okay, that 8-week class will go through the 5 spheres. The first class is actually, and this is probably in bad taste today, but I call it my hurricane map. Okay, I've called it that way before Irma. We look at the cone, you know, where the hurricane's going, all the little squiggly lines, and we fit our life into that hurricane map. Where you'd like to be, where you may end up, where you could end up. And so most people don't even have one. How many people in this room know exactly what type of business they did last year? How much it was, how much they made per hour? Right? Good. That's good. There are a lot of very, very talented, high-working agents in this room at the moment, correct? Okay, and so most of us are too busy to really even look, okay? We're going to implement that. We're going to really look at what you've had and where you're going. If you're new to the business, then we're going to look at what you need and where you're going. That's okay, too. The class is not just for brand new people. If you want a refresher, a kickstart, you want to get some energy from these new young people coming in because we got old and stodgy, like me, right? And you know, it's for all types of people, but it's going to be a great class. This
So, Tracey,
workshop.
let me ask you this now. Okay, so what's the format, and are you prepared to tell them the details of it? And because I'm a want to know kind of thing, right? Okay, that all sounds great, you know, but so what are you envisioning? Okay, so how many weeks?
8 weeks.
8 weeks, meeting how often?
Once a week.
Mandatory.
Absolutely.
Okay, you're gonna come, all right? This is where it becomes mandatory, right? We're not violating our 1099 independent contractor agreement because it's an agreement between you and her, not with me, all right? So if you want to be part of the group, you will sign up and decide you can come. They're going to know the dates in advance.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, you know, and stuff happens, people get strep throat and what, you know, but did you know, and oh my goodness, the dog threw up, and you know, all that stuff I get, right? But it gets in the way, all right? So I want to do well in this business, but then you let things get in the way. Trust me, if you had a job that someone was paying you $100,000 a year and your dog threw up, you can clean it up later, right? Okay, but not with you. You're looking for an excuse not to go do the things you know you need to do. This is what accountability does. Okay, so 8 weeks, meeting where? Have we decided yet?
Well, I have to adjust those, yeah.
Okay,
The 8 weeks will be determined, and it would really be based on where we can best get the best opportunities at that time. So it might not be in the same place. It is not going to be a classroom type scenario. It's going to be more of a learning type scenario where we can hands-on.
Right.
Yes, very,
so what does
very
that mean?
hands-on.
Okay, now you're doing this for free just because you like people?
I am not doing it for
good.
free.
All right, so what does that mean to them? All right, what are you proposing would be is like they're paying you a portion of their commission?
Yes, the amounts of the commission are going to be broken down. You really actually will be paying it over the first 2 transactions that you make. A portion of the commission will come out of those first 2 transactions.
Okay, and so out of for the 8, no matter when they come out of so the first 2 deals that you get after you
start
this class and you start this class, okay?
Yeah.
And what if they're already working on previous deals? Do those count? Okay. No.
Not unless they want. Not unless they just want to get it paid and out the way.
Perfect.
So part of the beginning.
And what's that percentage?
Okay. Well, part of the beginning, we're going to base it on an average of $200,000 deal.
Okay.
3% commission. 6,000.
Right.
10% is 600.
Okay, so it's going to be 10% of the no matter what their size, or it's got to be a minimum of
Well,
600?
it's going to come out to be a no, and a maximum of 600, actually, minimum
Okay.
and maximum of 600.
Okay, so it's going to be $600 per deal,
Yes, it
regardless
is.
of the size.
Right.
Okay, so if they sell a $32,000 home, right, $1,800, all right? I'm just, okay, I like to have the numbers so you're fully aware, so you don't come to me crying to me later. I didn't know. So yeah, when you're doing no deals before and now you're getting $1,100 and now you're crying about what? Okay,
Right.
that's all right. Okay, trust me, I'm a pretty straightforward, straight shooting kind of guy. All right. So they sell a $32,000 home. They get a $900 commission. That $900 commission, Future Home is Future Home waiving their $250 fee? Absolutely not. I'll answer that question for you. So no. So that
I should
comes off.
try.
All right, $650. You take 600 because that's the thing, and they're left with $50, right? Too bad. That's it. So don't sell $32,000 homes.
Right.
Or, all right, there aren't many out there anyway. Or,
Right.
okay. What's that?
Mobile home in Moon Lake.
Mobile homes in Moon Lake. Absolutely. Just lock and load and take your gun with you. Okay? And fly your Confederate flag and things will all be good. Jeez. All right. But just so you're aware, now, but here's the thing. What have they just done? They've just paid for the knowledge of how to go replicate that again and again.
Correct.
Okay, so your deal is only 10% on the first 2 deals.
Correct. Well,
Okay.
no, my first class
Okay.
is only 10%.
Oh, because this is like an introductory.
Yes,
Okay.
and for that, I
Right.
need
You're
100.
the beta testing. You're the guinea.
Yes,
pig.
okay.
You're
And
trying to
for
figure
that,
this out.
I need good attendance.
Right.
Very good feedback.
Sure.
And I need you to basically be able to help me to do the class so that it's
So you can kind of adapt it as
yes,
you go and so on.
because 8 weeks
Okay.
may be 6 weeks, or 8 weeks may really have been 10 weeks.
Okay.
And so that's
Depending
the
on what
thing.
it all comes
so
out to. Okay.
that's the Moonlight Special.
All right, good
okay,
deal.
Labor
All right.
Day.
Okay.
Labor Day
Day
sale.
special. All right,
Yes.
this is there. What? And here's the thing. I trust Tracey. Hey, Tracey's a producer, by the way. Go look for her volume. All right. It's not somebody to hear to say I've got nothing better to do, but then to go help agents. All right, trust me. This is coming out of the goodness of her heart. All right, because she produces volume. It's not like, hey, things are slow right now, and I need to try and figure out another way to make money. All right. It's not it at all. All right. Tracey can show you how to do it. I could show you how to do it, but I don't have the time, and nor do I have the willingness, quite frankly. All right, to sit with you and babysit you like she's willing to babysit you. All right, and so she's willing to do it and kind of crack the whip a little bit. She's probably nicer than I would be. All right, because if I did do it, I'd say, look,
not
here we
really.
go. All right, talk about let's go back to Babylon. All right, let's go read the story of Moses. All right, you want to build bricks? You want to complain about it? Now build them without straw. All right, okay. Anyway, go read the story. It's a great story. All right. That being
Right.
said, how do they get hold of you? How many can you handle? And what's your estimated time to start this?
Okay, so the first class is October and November with like 10
10?
in the class, 8
Okay.
to 10 in the class.
All right.
Okay, I will consider a daytime class and an evening class. I know that a lot of us are bivocational. We're okay with that. One thing that I do want to tell you, if you're sitting there and you're going, well, wait a minute, I don't have 40 hours a week or something like that, is that it's about you getting your goals, and if you want to do 4 a year, transactions a year, that's perfectly fine. And if you've only done 2 and you need 2 more, that's perfectly fine. If you want to do 50, that's fine as well. So the class is actually geared up to your commitment and your budget. And the very first class that we do, we learn how to do our start chart and our path to get paid, is that we really are clear on what your path is for you. And
So this is how to help people get business. This is not necessarily, because here's the thing.
This
I wanna
is
make
marketing.
Sure we're clear too.
Yes.
We have a mentorship program in place already. All right, and a mentorship program is very clear. It is not designed to help you get business. It's those of you that know what or you're getting business, or stuff's falling in your lap, but you have no idea how to write a contract and everything else. Right? So we have a mentorship program, and it's a 3-transaction agreement. It's 75-25 on deal 1, 85-15 on deal 2, 90-10 on deal 3, and then you're done. But they're not going to sit there and show you how to go get business. They're just going to show you how to transact the business that you get. So there's a starting point. If you want that, we have that. We have Tracey's, which is going to be a class, and right now the introductory special is on a 90-10 split for only the first 2 deals. And show you how to do it. It's an 8-week class. It's going to be more structured. Sit there and do it. And somebody that's going to relate more to Tracey. All right? Fair enough. How do they get a hold of you? Because we got to get on to Cody.
They can give me a card tonight, or
Okay.
they can email me,
And
or
we'll
they
be
can
sending out
text
a follow-up
me.
email as well to the
Yes.
agents, reminding them about how to do this. And your goal is to start what week of October? First week
The
of
first
October?
week of October, the 10 weeks will take you all the way up to before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
And that'll give you Thanksgiving and Christmas to get through your family time and be ready to go in January and February. January and February will be the CIA class.
Mm-hmm.
That is the second 8 weeks class. It's totally optional as well. And I'll be glad to tell you a bit more about that.
Okay, let me follow up with you too. Here's the thing. If you're listening on the webcast, or if you're watching this later, or if you're in the room now, all right? Here's the thing. You are way ahead of the game. You just came over to us, and you're coming from Century 21 or Keller Williams. Guess what? All right? 10% is way better than the 36% you were giving the broker for no support anyway. Okay? I'm just flat out going to tell you.
Yes.
All right? You're going to get somebody that's going to personally walk you through stuff. It's going to help you get business. You're way ahead of the game, because guess what? It is compared to making, oh, Bob, I don't want to give up that 10%. Okay? Then don't. All right? I get it. But keep on doing what you're doing and see how that's working for you. If it is, great. I have no problem. Again, this is a buffet table. Come if you want. Don't come if you don't. All right? I get that. Number one. Number two, I don't want to hear anybody, oh, it's just, you know what? I live in Spring Hill and they want to meet in South Tampa. All right? Well, once a week, all right, your neighbors are driving from Spring Hill to downtown Tampa every day for $42,000 a year. Every day. Okay? Who's been on the Veterans Expressway at 8:30 in the morning southbound? Okay? Okay? Your neighbors are doing that. If you live up there every day, you know why? Because someone is willing to pay them a guaranteed paycheck of $42,000. She's about ready to show you how to make $100,000 a year, and once a week it's too much of a hassle to get up and go. All right? Well,
We
too
will
much of a
actually
hassle to
meet,
make money.
and we'll actually meet all over Tampa.
She's way nicer than you, okay?
Yeah.
All right?
Right.
100K, I'm going to be in one spot. Be there if you want to learn. If not, all right? And it's your
Right,
choice, all
right. It's
She's
going to
way
be a little
nicer than
bit,
me.
yeah, and
All
that
right.
it's going to be a little bit different because we're going to have some field trips, and it's going to be
She's way
total
again,
implementation.
Those of you
okay?
that I offend, come see Tracey, all right? Because I know there's plenty of you I offend, and that's okay, all right? But come see Tracey, all right? Okay, we'll post it out there. Tracey
Yeah.
Wilkinson, all right? Write that name down. It's on our roster.
I've got cards here. I'll give
All right,
it
I want to
away.
email. How do I get a hold of Tracey? Jiminy Christmas, it's
Right.
on our roster. FutureHomeRealty.com.
I'm in
What's
the
that?
100K club.
She's on the 100K club. Post there, you'll find her.
You will
okay?
definitely find me, and we'll put something out, and I'll put all the details. And we don't have time today, but we'll actually list the 8 classes, and you'll see.
Absolutely.
Just very quickly, the first class is really about goal setting. The next 5 or 6 classes are the sphere of influence. The last class is on farming. We do a lot about farming too, for those of you who want to
Perfect.
farm a certain area. Okay, and
Awesome.
Cody is my buddy over there.
All
and
right,
this is-
good deal. You guys can kind of tag team each other. Awesome,
Yes,
Tracey.
yes.
Excited for it. I'm glad. Thank you for your
Yeah.
willingness. All right, all right. And remember, she's a producer. All right. If you're gonna learn, who are you gonna learn from?
Producers.
Yeah, people that are doing it. All right. Okay, we're not talking theory. It's people that are actually doing it. Cody, come on up here, man. All right, Cody could be my son. All right.
He could be my grandson.
He could be your grandson. All right. So Cody, tell us a little bit of your background. Just came from Keller Williams, Palm Harbor, and you went out. You were doing business on your own, but prior to that, how recently were you the assistant team leader?
Team leader, yeah.
Okay, at Keller Williams Palm Harbor, which is a good get for us, by the way. He's got some pull over there. All right, so that's a good thing. Keller Williams Palm Harbor and Tampa Properties, kind of all of it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good deal. So what do you got to present? I mean, you've been studying this stuff a little bit. I'm going to steal in your thunder. You go, and then let me know if you have any questions.
Awesome.
All right. All right. Cody Limberger like cheese, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Only I joke that it smells and spells different. So
there
it's
you go.
So you guys, I'm really excited to be here again. My name's Cody Limberger. I'm coming over from Keller Williams, and the main reason that I came is because I shopped it out before I came, and this is by far what I found to be the most agent-centric model out there, right? And so it was after a brief conversation with Bob, it felt like a great fit, and I'm excited to be here. So. from there, I was like, okay, now what, right? So do I have a fancy PowerPoint presentation? Do I come, who is this kid, right? And so let me just start off by telling you guys a little bit about myself and what I've been up to. So for the past 5 years, I've been a part of the Keller Williams brokerages, all 3 offices locally that are run by Gary and Nikki Ubaldini. And I see some familiar faces, so I'm sure that some of you are actually with the brokerage. And that gave me the opportunity to launch over 100 careers as the assistant team leader in the Palm Harbor office. I also was part of a $60 million team as a buyer's agent. And then I also helped coach a team out of my office go from 10 million to 20 million in volume. And so what I've done is taken the systems, the training, the tools, and it's all about implementation. Because what I found a huge gap in any of the training was that there was no follow-up on the implementation. So we get all jazzed up, we're all excited, and then we go home, and the first time we hit a wall, we just put it on the shelf or back in the drawer. And so we always used to joke that we all have really smart drawers, right? And so through my path and my time, I had accountability. And so I developed a program where essentially it is weekly accountability, where we start off by assessing the reality, because we've also found that people always have, they lead with their intentions, right? So it's what you intend to do is what your goal is, but then we always judge others by their actions. And so it's about it's also another way that I look at it. Have you ever looked at the pile of laundry or the sink full of dishes and it just seems insurmountable? And then you do it and it takes 5 minutes. And you're like, why did I have so much mental buildup of this being so hard when it really wasn't, right? And so what I've created is a program where basically I'm taking the experience that I have at all of those different levels, breaking people up into groups so that we have a sense of community. And so it's weekly group meetings for accountability. And then also it's one-on-ones and it's staggered depending on your production level. So there are people who are, what do we call them? Bivocational. Bivocational. So people who are transitioning into the business, right? And so we have those type of situations where people are sporadic in their production. So it's to get them consistent in their production. That's one group. Then we have those agents who are consistent that are basically need to implement some systems. That's another group of people who are going from, relatively consistent, but there's more they could do. They're leaving some on the table, right? And then there are those people who are consistently doing about 3+ transactions a month that are going to be our full-time agents. And a lot of times we find that those people need leverage. So there's only so much that you can do until you hit a personal ceiling. So that becomes about leverage systems. And so we're breaking up those different groups, and my goal would be probably 8 to 10 in those individual groups that we meet once a week in person. And then we also have one-on-one conversations talking about what's going on in your business and your world. So you set the goals, and then we benchmark that out because we know what needs to happen, right, in order to hit those goals. And so our conversation goes, how did the implementation go from week to week? So that is basically the system or the program in an overview. Really, we're looking at already kind of starting, we always fast forward 3 months, I do in my mind, in terms of business cycles, right? So when I see October on the horizon very shortly here, we're already looking at 2018. So the activities that we're starting to take now, are going to get paid in 2018. So that's why we're excited to launch some of these programs now, so that way you're not starting your goals in February already behind a month or two, right?
Right.
And so in this, I think that we're going to send a follow-up via email and where to find us and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to just start with an introduction. Yeah, absolutely. So 2 different models. There are basically people who are not ready to have another out-of-pocket expense every month, right? A fixed expense. They've got to get going and get that momentum. That's kind of my launch group. Those, I basically am partnering in business with you. So it's 10% of your gross commission with a $6,000 cap, but I've got skin in that game, right? So that's, if you don't have a closing, I'm not getting paid.
Transactions, or it's not a length of time, it's up to once that 10%, once they've made 60, if you will, gross.
Sure.
They would have paid you your 6.
Correct.
And then your agreement for that at least term is done.
Right, and so essentially that's it, and I asked for a 12-month commitment on that because we need time for the ramp up, right? And so it's a 12-month period where we're in business together with a $6,000 cap, with 10% per closing. That's option one. The other option is if you're already in production and you're looking for the systems implementation or leverage, it's 500 flat, which is also 6,000 a year. So that's up to you which model you choose. And what I'd like to do is start off by doing some business planning sessions because it's really more about the relationship and the conversation. I think that before you go ahead and jump into a commitment like that, you kind of want to try it on. So I'll be adding to some of the training stuff. I'll be around, you'll see my name, and that way I can add value to your world. We can kind of try it on, and then I'll be around. So that's pretty much the gist.
Any questions for either one of them, actually, right now? Anything that's popping up? Again, this is a little bit of a free flow, all right, because we're going to try and adapt this, what Cody's bringing from what he did at KW, what Tracey's done in the past, and how it's going to affect him.
I'm confused. Is his program one program?
Yep.
Hers is a separate?
It's a buffet. You know what?
Correct.
You know what? We're going to choose a connectivity point, right? Okay. Hey, look. I feel like I can. And now, Tracey's is an 8-week session. Cody's is kind of ongoing. Am I gathering that? All right. And he might, as we ramp up, as we start to get new people, all of a sudden Cody has one group that's in the systems stage, right? That middle group, if we'll call it, right? That's in the second quarter of their work, and then he might start another group that's, hey, I got another group of 7 or 8 that want to start now, and we're going back to Q1 for them, and we'll just kind of have to play it by ear.
Yeah.
Here's the next. Go ahead, Becky. That's it. Good questions.
I just wanted to clarify. Want to be a producer or strictly a coach?
So I have a team. That I'm bringing from Keller Williams, and this is going to be the productivity coaching as a separate entity. And so to answer your question, your first question also, the way that I look at it is coaching is not training, right? It's two different things. One is accountability about your actions. The other is teaching you how to do new things. And so I think that Tracey's program is actually teaching you how to implement and how to do some of these things. And so part of what I do is direct you to resources, because is it reasonable in essentially 30 minutes a week for me to teach you how to do all of these things? Well, not really, right? But I can show you where to find those resources and benchmark you staying consistent with your goals. Does that make sense? Do you see the difference between training and the coaching on that?
You start with Tracey and then end up with Cody, right? Okay. Tracey being more of a training and then Cody being more of a coach, right?
Mine is a workshop of actually pen to paper doing and teaching. And once you've left that program, the first or second program, whatever you want, then Cody would be a great asset to keeping on target for that type of thing. So we really are a complementary situation. He might have people that he thinks really needs the workshop type training, and I would like to think that some of the people leaving our program and really running that
could benefit from the stability and the systems that would be in place there.
Yes.
All right.
And still keep it cheaper than most.
Well, here's the thing. All right. And the bottom line is Cody. Let's say he's a $6,000 cap with Cody's coaching. Let's tag that C squared, baby. Okay, Cody's coaching. All right. And okay, you okay with me using a math? Okay, it's a term, not a formula. I understand there was no equal sign in it, so we'll make sure that was a mathematical term. All right, so math teachers, we got to make sure we talk to each other. All right, so, but here's the thing. Oh, but Bob, I grossed $22,000 this year. All right, you want me to give up 10% of that to talk to? I don't want you to do anything. You got to have a discussion with the person in the mirror. All right, that's what you need a discussion with. All right, but. All of a sudden, now I'm going to pay Cody 6. Yeah, you only pay Cody 6 once you've made 60. 60 minus 6 is 54. For my math, are you okay with this? 54 is better than 22, right? That's a raise. Yeah. Okay. So with that in mind, Some of you need to make this consideration, is what I'm telling you, all right? You've come to 15 consecutive 100Ks, all right, and not done anything. We call it going bagel to bagel. Cody calls it smart drawers, right? I call it bagel to bagel because you come, eat a bagel, learn something, go home, watch Law and Order, all right? Next morning you wake up, go eat a bagel, learn something else new, come home, watch more Law and Order, SVU this time, okay? You know what I'm saying? That's what the afternoons are spent, and nobody implements, right? But we learn in our 9th scroll that the 9th scroll tells us that I will act now. I will act now. I will act now. Never has there been a map so carefully designed in scale and precision that has ever carried a person over 1 inch of ground. The only thing that makes you move on a map is to take a step, is to do it, right? So the best map in the world, which is what Tracey can do, right, is awesome. You need to have a right map. But then you need a tag team with a coach that's going to kick you in the backside and say, go take a step, all right? I'm excited about what this could bring to our group, all right? Yes, ma'am.
I just want to know, how many people are you bringing over from Keller Williams to Future Home? Because you say you're bringing over a team.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. So right now I have 3 people on my team. So.
Yeah. Okay. So you run a 3-person team right now, and the reality is that this is just a huge, it's going to be a win-win-win-win. All right, I'll coin that one. Gary Keller had win-win. I have win-win-win-win. All right, okay. It's because, could it be lucrative for them? Absolutely. When is it lucrative for them? When you're lucrative, right? So there's the win-win, all right? I've got agents that are doing nothing that are all now doing something, all right? There's a win there, right? And then guess what? It's really a win not only for you, but you and your posterity, all right? Look that one up. It's in the Declaration of Independence, all right? For me and our posterity, to ordain and establish. No, it's Constitution, sorry. I had a grammar rock, right? What's that?
Preamble to the Constitution.
Preamble to the Constitution, exactly. But I said Declaration of Independence, which are not similar. They're different. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir.
For Cody, were you a productivity coach at Keller Williams?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You have background?
Yeah, I had a 75 agent program with Keller.
And did I understand you correctly? You would have an initial interview strategy session to see what kind of fit or where you could judge the person you're dealing with to kind of figure out what types of things that you would be involved in?
Absolutely. I don't know if you're...
That's right, yes.
Yes, absolutely. So to answer your question...
It's not a microphone, Bob.
No, I know. I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I heard it's linked to this. And so the first thing is, it's kind of like a doctor who just goes right into surgery without diagnosing, right? So I have to know what's going on in your world before I can give advice. That would be my first thing. I know enough about the business that you hit certain pains and ceilings at different levels of production. So I can probably guess, right, what's going on in your world based on your production for the past year. But at the same time, I definitely want to get to know everyone, because just like when you have a listing or a buyer consultation, I'm probably not going to want to work with everybody. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So you have to be in the right space and in the right, things have to align. You have to be ready for this, because it's not easy. Growth is not easy. And so if you're not in the right mental or in the not right life situation to be having growth, we might not be a good fit at the moment. So that's going to be part of the conversation for sure.
What he's saying is, those of you who talk a good talk but don't walk a good walk, all right, he doesn't have time to waste with you, okay? Right?
Yeah, the way I described
yeah.
the way that I described
the way he said, let him go back to nice again.
The coaching relationship is kind of like if you take a pet out for a walk, right? If it walks alongside you, it's a great relationship. But as soon as you have to start dragging that dog along, or you want it more than the pet does, it's not a good relationship anymore, right? So it's not about making you do anything you don't want to do. It's helping facilitate what your goals are.
And part of that, let's go back to one of our Monday motivations was, if you remember when I featured my dog Tracey on Monday Motivation, I was talking about short leashes, right? And how short leashes tend to make us really, good. I tend to boy, really, really, really obey well, all right? And the joke was that there's this wild dog on one of those 28-foot leashes, right? And I saw that going along, so I got Tracey on about her front feet were off the ground as we were walking by. And he's, this guy's like, oh my goodness, look how well-behaved your dog is. I'm like, yeah, it's because, what a choice does she have? She's hopping on her back feet, all right? Okay? And I walked past it within about 10 seconds. I'm always looking for life lessons. I was like, yeah, that's me. Man, when if I give myself too much leeway, look out, all right? I'm wild dog, right? Okay? I need to rein myself in sometimes to keep myself on that about 1.5 inch leash, right? Or half a 1.5 leash, all right? Then it appears that I'm very well behaved, right? Okay, and so that's what a coach will do for you, and that's what training, that's what Tracey, I'm just excited about with the combination of these two working together.
Bob, let me mention something.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to clarify, because that was a really good point. It's my class, now that you've heard both of them, so just to make sure you understand, my class is really a workshop, and it's an 8-week get it done type of program. We meet physically at least once a week, and that's outside of any other things, but it's an everyday. You need to turn up for work, whether you're working 10 hours a week or 40 hours a week, you need to turn up for work and actually treat this as a business. And especially in that first 8 weeks, I really need to rely on your feedback. That's why it's a little less than you and I had actually originally talked about, and I know you know that, but it is a real pen to paper type workshop. Once you get through that 8 weeks, the systems and the digital and all those sorts of things go to Cody, and then he can really smooth that out for you. But this is a real get down and get dirty and do it. And by the way, I like Cody's coaching, but I like Tracey's training.
Tracey's training, Cody's coaching. Look at that. T squared plus C squared equals dollar signs. Alliteration. All right, exactly. Alliteration. I love that.
Where's the location for the coaching?
Yeah, for you, Cody, where you?
Yeah, so we still have to decide where it makes the most sense. So depending on who and kind of the situation, it'll either be in a conference room or it depends on how much space we need. So
perfect. To be determined. All right. Once again, if we're going to show you how to make a lot more money, then what if we made it Montana? Would you go? I don't know. All right. Depends on A, how much I believed in it. All right. And B, how much it costs, and C, if I saw some results, then heck yeah, all right? I'd go to wherever it takes, right? Mike Ferry shows up and people fly all over the world to go see him. Why? Because he has a sphere and people understand and he's got results and so on and so forth. So the actual question is, where's it gonna be and how can I get in, right? If that's, because again, that's gonna be the mentality. And Sam, you're just asking for informational sake. That's awesome, all right? But one of the things that, as a coach myself, right, as I'm listening to people, it's like as soon as people start to say, well, they start to put up, well, that's a potential hurdle, well, it's probably not a fit, right? Quite frankly. And I'm not saying yours was a potential hurdle. I'm just saying, you know what? If I want people that are, okay, tell me where I'll be there, right? Yes?
And Cody, correct me if I'm wrong, but in reality, once you get rolling, coaching somebody, your coaching sessions might be on the phone.
Yeah, so typically what I do is the weekly group accountability, which is also partially camaraderie, and I think
so there is a group.
Depending on where you are in production, there's a group.
It could be though that you would.
There's a weekly group, and there's a monthly one-on-one for people who are just getting started, kind of a check-in for the launch group. And then if you're already in a certain level of production, you need specific stuff that's going on in your world. That's one-on-one over the phone every week.
Good questions. Everybody good? I know we're running late, so we'll let you go. All right, I'm just excited about all this, all right? Again, okay, opportunities abound. Yes, Tom? Yes, okay. Everybody good? Any questions for them? If not, they stick around afterward, all right, answer some questions. All right, good. Thanks for indulging us. Tom?
Okay, on September the 22nd, is the GTR Tech Expo.
It's on our calendar.
Yeah, we're giving classes in all the different
This is the all-day one, right?
The classes in the morning are repeated in the afternoon.
Okay.
So you don't have to be there all day. You can come to the morning session, the afternoon session, you just pick the classes you want to go to. But we're going to have things, the RPR, both the desktop and the mobile platforms, Matrix Advanced, IMAP. We're going to have classes on form simplicity, transaction desk. We're going to have a Facebook marketing class, and there's going to be an appy hour for iOS people and an appy hour for Android people. And but look at the schedule, and then if you sign up, you get lunch. If you don't sign up, you don't get lunch. Okay?
Can you go if you don't belong to the board?
Yes, you can. You just go in and sign up. When you go to the login screen, there's a place down there for guests to sign up. So it's very hard to see. It's typical. They all think that everybody's a computer whiz. But it's there. Okay. The second thing is, I don't know if you've looked at the 100K Club and the Tampa Real Estate Agents group pages. I put on there a new program that is part of your MFR MLS platform of tools. It's called eProperty Watch.
Yep.
I got to tell you something, folks. If you want to generate leads and you want to generate follow-up, you go in there, you put your sphere of influence, all your past clients and so forth, their property addresses in. It automatically calculates the value of their property, and you can set it up to send them an update every month or every 3 months. So that you're always in front of them, and it'll until you delete it, it's going to send that newsletter out for you. And there's a paid section of it where you can get a piece that you can put in your social media and or your websites that will generate leads for people that you don't know. Okay, so take a look at it. eProperty Watch. When you log into Matrix, on the home page, you'll see a big blue box. Click that and sign up for it.
You know what I smell? I smell a class coming, all right? Let me show you, man. I got you Screencast-O-Matic from the luxury of your own home. You don't have to share. You can just boom, 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 record it, upload it, and we'll have it on FHR University within minutes.
It came out, and if you don't read the splash screen that comes up in MLS, you don't ever know what you have to use to help you make money in this business. Read that screen. I saw that on the screen and I immediately checked into it.
I gotta test that. That is awesome.
And I showed it to you the other day. It's awesome. Unbelievable. And it's mobile compatible. So if you send the email out and it goes to your client on their cell phone, it's mobile compatible on their tablet or on their computer.
Already paying for it, part of your dues.
Part of your dues.
All right. Okay. Take advantage. Sherry.
Is the lead generation.
All right,
but
perfect.
It's your lead generation.
Right, exactly. It's not coming from Zillow or anybody else. Sherry.
And anybody that needs buyers now, I am starting the training for the Wagon Wheel and the Oldsmar Flea Market this week. So if you have not given me your card and you want to get buyers now, we're going to start the training this week. And
traffic generating event.
Yep.
Awesome.
Bank foreclosure. So
okay.
Anybody?
See Sherry Lowry, Lowrey. Look her up. All right. Good deal. Any other questions before we let you go? All right. I know we're long. All right. Thank you, Lori, again. Appreciate it. All right. Guys, have a great day. If you have anything else, let me know. 100K is tomorrow live in Clearwater. Facebook live to wherever. All right. But the live session will be in Clearwater tomorrow. Yes?
How long is our meeting at West Chase office?
West Chase office, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow, because we're going to be 9:30 a.m. live everywhere. Around the world. Somebody from Turkey is checking in. All right? Good deal. All right. Perfect.